2022 Toyota Venza. This one is the LE trim and it is the base trim, so I'm going to go ahead and show you all the features this one has. Under the hood, there is a 2.5 naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. This engine is connected to an ECVT transmission, and there is one electric motor in the front and one electric motor in the back, and the total output from the engine and the electric motors is 219 horsepower. And if you guys are curious about the size of this battery, or the size of the battery in this Venza, it is a 252 volt lithium ion battery, and it is stored underneath the seats. And if you guys are curious about the fuel economy numbers on this Venza, 40 in the city, 37 highway, and 39 combined. Here is a MSRP sticker of this 2022 Venza. If you guys are interested in the standard features it has, just go ahead and pause the video. And the price on this Venza is $35,000 with destination. If you guys are curious about the color is called Blizzard, and honestly it does look pretty good on this base trim. There's 3 trims you could choose from. There's the LE, XLE, and Limited, and this LE looks pretty good. And the Venza only comes in hybrid, and as I told you guys, or as I showed you, the price on this one is $35,000. Coming to the front, I think the design looks good. Toyota logo is finished in blue since this is a hybrid, and I really like the grill. Definitely looks nice and something different than the other cars I've seen. For the headlights, everything right here in the front is LED, and I love the fact that the headlight housing is nice and slim, and it is definitely long, but I think it does look good on the Venza. There is one sharp line on the left and one on the right, and there is a chrome trim that is underneath the headlights and then goes underneath the top grille, and then goes to the other headlight, and I think it does look good. And this whole thing right here in the bottom is finished in flat black. I'm not sure how I feel about this plastic. It's not functional, but it doesn't look that bad. There's a bottom grille in the bottom, and on the higher trims I think that's where the fog lights are located, and there is a vent right here on the side to let air in for better aerodynamics. But yeah, I think the design overall looks good. But let's go ahead and move to the side, and I'll show you the side view of this Venza. Here is a side view of this Venza, and honestly the side view looks pretty good. Everything in the bottom is finished in plastic, which I like, and the side view overall looks good. On the mirror there is a turn signal indicator, and the bottom of the mirrors are finished in flat black, and the top is finished in the same color as the SUV. And the window trims, they're all finished in chrome, and there is a spoiler in the back. It is finished in gloss black, and yeah, overall I think the design looks good, and I really love the tail light, the way how the tail lights look like. And for the rims, the size is 225 60 18, so I think the rim size is good for a base trim, and honestly the design looks pretty good. I think Toyota did a great job with the design of those rims on this base trim. But let's go ahead and move to the back of this Venza, and I'll show you how it looks like from the back. Here is the back of this Venza, and honestly the back looks pretty good, and I would appreciate it if you guys give me a like, because it is actually freezing at the moment. It is 20 degrees, but definitely feels way colder than 20. I really like what Toyota did here in the back. The tail lights look very, very nice. The tail light, this whole thing basically is functional, and it is LED. And the turn signal indicator and the reverse, they're located in the bottom with the reflector underneath. But yeah, seriously, I really like this LED strip here in the back. Toyota badge is finished in chrome, and it does have some blue in it to show you that this is a hybrid. Here is the wiper, and third brake light is located up there. There is a hybrid badge on the right, and Venza badge on the left. And the bottom of the bumper is finished in flat black or plastic. And for the turn signal indicators and the reverse, they are LED, which is nice. And as I said, the bottom is finished in plastic, and there is 2 exhaust tips. Here is the key of this Venza, and the key actually doesn't look that bad. It is very light, but finished all in flat black. It does say Venza in the back, which is nice. And there is 4 buttons on this key: lock, unlock, tailgate release, and a panic button. And Toyota badge or logo is in the bottom. Let's go ahead and open the Liftgate. There's 3 ways to open the Liftgate. There's one on the key, one on the Liftgate itself, and one inside. And it does open a little bit on the slower side, but it does open nice and high. And there's 2 buttons right there: the button for to close the tailgate, and another button to close the tailgate and lock the SUV. Inside there is a good amount of space, and the opening is nice and big. And yeah, overall the back of this Venza is nice and wide, and there's an LED light right here. There's a privacy cover, and underneath there is the spare tire, and the jack and the jack tools are located right there on top of the spare tire. For the door handle, it does have a sensor right behind it. That's how you unlock the SUV, and to lock it, just go ahead and tap on this sensor. Here is the front door panel. The front door panel actually looks not too bad. This top portion right here is soft. It is wrapped in leather, nice and padded. This is padded too. And yeah, this whole thing is padded. The armrest is nice and soft. There is a little bit of gloss black right here. I love the stitching. And door handle feels a little bit on the lighter side, but it's actually not too bad. And here are the window switches, mirror controls, door locks, and all the window switches are automatic up and down, and they do have a nice feel to them. This Venza have power folding mirrors for a base trim. I really like that. This is finished in plastic, which is expected. I really like the design of the speaker, and there is a storage place in the bottom of this door. It's a good size cubby, and there is an LED light in the bottom. It does look like it's yellow over the camera, but it is white. And for the seats are nice and comfortable, and this is expected from Toyota. Most of the people are going to be buying those kind of cars. They're going to be driving a lot, so the seats have to be comfortable, and they are comfortable. They're finished in cloth, which is expected for a base trim. Seat controls on the bottom and lumbar support. But let's go ahead and move inside this Venza, and I'll show you how it looks like from the inside. And just like that, this Venza is on. It is a hybrid, so of course you guys are not going to hear anything, but the engine does kick in once in a while to charge those batteries. Anyways, the steering wheel is wrapped in leather for a base trim. I really like what Toyota did. And yeah, overall the steering wheel design is actually not too bad. There is a silver trim right here just to give it a nicer look. And on the left there is few controls to control that 4.2-inch screen. Back button. Here is the phone control, voice command, and volume controls, and there's an OK button in the middle. Toyota badge is finished in chrome, and right here on the right is the safety features. You'll have the adaptive cruise control. Basically, you set the gap, lane keeping assist, and the cruise controls. And there is some seek buttons, and I'm not sure if you guys heard, but the engine just kicked in. Anyways, this Venza have the 2.0 Toyota Safety Sense, and here are the gauges. The gauges actually look not too bad for a hybrid. Again, there is a screen in the middle. It is a 4.2-inch screen. And there's a good amount of things inside of this 4.2 cluster display. And yeah, the gauges are very easy to understand and read. And on the right is the wiper controls for the front and back. Here is the trip reset. And on the left is the headlight controls and the turn signal controls. And AC vents or air vents look good. I really like the chrome around them. They just add a nicer look to this Venza, to the interior of this Venza. And this is actually nice and soft, wrapped in leather, which is nice. I love the gray stitching. And in the bottom there is the brightness control, auto high beam, traction control, and the tailgate release button. And I really like that Toyota added automatic tailgate or liftgate for this base trim. Here is a screen. It's an 8-inch screen, and it does have a good amount of glare on it, but the sun is actually hitting it really good, and the sun is very strong even though it's really cold outside. There is few buttons, good amount of buttons right here on the left and right. So there is the seek, track, phone, apps, and on the left is home, menu, audio, map, volume knob, and a tune knob. But not a big fan of the thick bezel or bezels this screen has. It is finished in gloss black, but not a big fan of the gigantic look of this screen. And right here is the emergency light button. Let me go ahead and show you the reverse or the backup camera. Backup camera resolution is actually not too bad in this Venza, and there's two views. There is the wide view and then there is the narrow view, but the narrow view is actually nice and wide. And here are the AC vents. I really wish they had some chrome like the ones on the side. And down here, the climate controls are very easy to use. Auto function off. You'll have the everything basically displayed in that small LCD screen. And this Venza does have dual climate control, and the sync function is right there. You could unsync it or sync the driver and passenger. Front, rear, you'll have an eco for the climate controls, fan speed, and you could change the modes. So very easy to use. And here is the power button, basically the engine start stop. And down there is an aux, one USB, and a button to turn on the wireless phone charger in this Venza. And I really love that Toyota added wireless phone charger in this Venza. For a base trim, I think this is very good. Here is the e-brake, brake hold, drive modes, and you will have the EV mode. You could drive this Venza on EV mode under the right conditions. And let's go ahead and change the drive modes. When you drive the drive modes, it does display on that small screen. There is sport, normal, and eco. And here is the shifter that will control the 1-speed automatic transmission in this Venza. And it does have plus and minus, so you could actually control your gears. So you could move it to the left for sport mode, and you could, or manual mode, because sport mode is controlled from the drive modes, but you could control your gears from the shifter. And the gear shifter, or the shifter itself, it feels nice and solid. I really like the leather, and this whole thing right here is not plastic. It has a nice soft feel to it, but yeah, I'm glad that it's not plastic. I love the stitching, and I love just the way how the middle console is designed. Some gloss black around the cup holders. They're nice and big and deep, and the armrest is wrapped in leather, which is very, very good. There is this tray. You could remove those plastic pieces, and you could put them here if you have a long cup. So if you have something that is long, or something that is actually small, and you want trying to raise it up to be able to grab it quicker, you could do that. But it does say long on it. I'm not exactly sure why. Anyways, you could do the same thing for the other cup holder, and this serves as a tray. And at the same time, you could just put those plastic pieces back. And inside there is actually a good amount of space with 112 volt. And I really love the fact that this is very, very soft for a dash. I really like what Toyota did here. But this thing right here is not soft as this material. This is wrapped in leather, and it is very padded, but this is that synthetic rubber material, which is fine. I'm glad that this is not plastic, so that's good. But yeah, guys, seriously, very impressed with this Venza. Up here there is a good size rear view mirror. Doesn't have any buttons on it or anything like that. And up here there is some LED lights, and this button right here will turn on all the lights. This button is for the doors, so when you open the doors, basically the lights will stay off. But yeah, the lights are nice and bright, and clicking this button right here will turn on all the lights in this Venza. I really like the gloss black. This Venza doesn't have a sunroof, since this is the base trim, which is completely fine. And the visor is very, very soft. And inside there is a light. Inside there's a mirror, and there's a light up here. And I really love the fact that the visor is nice and thick. I don't think I've seen any visor with this thickness. Here is a back door panel, and the back door panel has the same design as the front. This top portion right here is nice and soft, just like the front. This is plastic, which honestly is fine. And the armrest is nice and soft, but I don't see the same stitching here in the back like the front door, which is fine. It's no big deal. Here is the door handle. It does feel nice and solid. Here is the window switch, and in the bottom this is plastic, which is fine. Speaker and a bottle holder. And for the back seats, there is actually a good amount of leg room, and the headroom is very, very good in this Venza. You could recline those seats back, so this is the max it goes. So I love the fact that you could recline the seats back, and there is an armrest back here. It is finished in cloth, nice and soft. 2 cup holders, and AC vents look right, but I'm glad that there is AC vents for a base trim. And that's how the front of this Venza looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this 2022 Toyota Venza LE. Big thanks to Tim and Toyota of Wallingford, Connecticut for providing me this Venza. If you guys are around or if you guys are interested, make sure to come and check them out. I'm gonna go ahead and put their information and link in the bottom of this video. And if you guys would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe, and as always, I'll see you next time.